in the DBD community, we've always been asking for more licensed killers, more licensed survivors. So here's my pitch utilizing legendary skins on how to get the cult classic 13 ghosts into Dead by Daylight. And it's, simple, but not an exact science. I mean, we would, of course, have a licensed survivor being Lillard's character, the sidekick, bringing him in. And then the 13 ghosts, not every ghost can be brought in, but they can all be done as legendary skins. We're able to do Attack on Titan and such as legendary skins, so we could easily do the 13 ghosts. To start off with, you have the firstborn son, which is kind of tricky. Do you want to bring a kid in as a killer? If you were going to do him as a skin, it only really makes sense to do him as a skin for Chucky. So that kind of makes it, maybe, maybe not. The next one, the ghost, the torso, easy. He's going to be the Dredge. You can make a Dredge legendary skin of a torso-like creature, and, his powers don't really matter. Again, not all these fit exactly. You have the bound woman, not really someone you can put them with. I mean, you have a couple options to kind of just stick her on there, but not really probably killer worthy. The withered lover, again, another ghost that you can't really bring in easily. That doesn't make any sense. Neither one of those really did anything in the movie to make sense to be in here. But then you get to the good ones. The torn prince, easily you can make him the trickster. Baseball bat, again, people can be like, well, the torn prince doesn't throw knives. That may be true, but the bat's what's important. That's the thing in the movie that he kind of separates him from the rest. So I think the trickster would be a perfect skin for him to be. The next, you have the angry princess, another spirit, which might be the most perfect lineup. Is the angry princess being spirit makes sense. Obviously, the skin needs to be a little bit more PG than what it was in the movie, but hey, it would work perfectly. Then you got the pilgrimess, make her the nurse. Pretty easy to me there. She looks very nurse-like, so easy swap over. Just, give her the skin. This one's a little tricky. You have the great child and the dire mother. I guess you could make them the twins. I mean, it's pushing it a little bit, but, the child is the bigger one and the mother's the smaller one, and this one it's kind of like a twin baby. You might be able to play with one that there. Obviously a little more difficult, but still close enough. Next, you have the hammer, which may be one of the most easiest ones here. The hammer would be the trapper. He looks like him. He has big nails in his neck. Easily could be made for a skin for the trapper. Then you have the jackal, which is one of the more evil ones, but hag. Pretty easy to me to make it the hag. The way the hag moves and the way the jackal moves and how it surprises when it shows up in the movie, it makes a lot of sense to me to have a jackal skin for the hag. So that one seems pretty straightforward. And then last but not least, the juggernaut. There's really two that could be the juggernaut in my opinion. Personally, I would go Blight for the juggernaut. Again, not an exact fit, but I like the idea of making the juggernaut. The other one, he could be the Oni. Little bit of looser there, but the kind of the Oni could make a little bit of sense. The Juggernaut is a serial killer. I mean, again, these are skins, not meant to be perfect, because it would be ridiculous to think DBD could actually have 13, or in this case I think 7 licensed killers all a part of this, and they all are so different. You can't make them one killer with different skins. So in all, I think those would be the best way to go about doing legendary skins for about 7 of the ghosts, and then having the licensed character being the sidekick. What do you all think? Let me know in the comments, and the next video is actually going to be on Scream.